What's up, crypto gang? Welcome back to another episode. If you guys are new here, we do a giveaway at the beginning of every single episode, and today's winner is Diego Ponte Marin. Thanks so much for commenting on the previous video, Diego. If you guys want to win on the next video, like, comment with your wallet address, and don't forget to subscribe. On this episode of the Masternodes series, we are going to be setting up 3 Masternodes. All 3 of these Masternodes are on hosting platforms. I've partnered with all 3 of them, so as the usual disclaimer, they have all provided me with one Masternode to showcase them in the series. First one we are going to be setting up is GINCOIN. GINCOIN is definitely the highest market cap and probably most well-known hosting platform out there. Right now, GINCOIN is doing dedicated and cloud-based hosting for their Masternodes. You guys have seen them on pretty much all the previous videos that I've done about setting up Masternodes, but I wanted to go through and set up one of their own Masternodes using their own platform. The second platform that I have partnered with to showcase is SNODE. SNODE is a shared hosting platform as well as dedicated. So you can go on there and you can create a SNODE Masternode as well as a shared Masternode. And the third platform is Midas, and Midas is an entirely shared platform where you can go on and invest partially into a Masternode. Personally, I've been very interested in this shared hosting of Masternodes concept for quite a few months now. A lot of viewers have reached out to me, and SNODE and Midas were both recommended by viewers. I've been very interested in shared hosting, mainly because the barrier to entry is drastically lower. When you have things like dedicated, it is a very empowering thing knowing that you own the entire Masternode. At the same time, you have people that can only invest $100, $200, $300 for a Masternode. So the concept of sharing Masternodes is effectively a pool of putting together these Masternodes where people can invest here and there and get a percentage of the rewards back. So let's go through the setup of a GIN Masternode on their platform, a SNODE Masternode on their platform, and a Midas Masternode on their shared platform. Once you are on the GIN homepage, once you've created an account, and it will take you through Civic, which is the identity platform. You scan a QR code through your phone, and once you get access to this, you will see that the total value of hosted nodes, which people argue is the equivalent of a market cap when you're looking at the value of a company. So 7.8 million is their effective value that they have in hosted nodes. So 2,075 Bitcoins worth of hosted nodes on GIN, and that is across 6,140. And that's currently at the very low price of 3,766 for 1 Bitcoin. So as you can see, I have my GIN up here. That is, I deposited that in order to facilitate hosting all of these different nodes. So we are going to go through the process of setting up this GIN dedicated node here. So as you can see, they have different tiers. So tier 1 is assigned by vote of GIN Masternode holders. Blockchains in tier 1 are generally associated with working products, real use for the coin, and or open source innovation in blockchain technology. So let's go ahead and buy. It's going to pull us up to the regular screen that you guys have seen before, dedicated node or cloud node. I always prefer going with dedicated. 1,000 GIN is required, so we're going to go to continue. And we are going to pop open our core wallet. Once we've popped open the wallet, we will go to Tools, Debug Console. We will say Get Address. It'll run. This will be our collateral wallet address, similar to all the other core wallets that we've gone through in the series so far. We're going to copy this exactly, and we are going to go in, and we are going to pay to ourselves. And I'm going to title this MN GIN 1000. All right, so we are going to send exactly 1,000 to ourselves. And you can see that a little transaction comes up here. And you can see that the payment has gone through. Once we've sent it to ourselves on the collateral wallet address from the core wallet, we're going to click continue. And as we've done in the past, we are going to verify the transaction ID through the core wallet. So we're going to double check this. This is our transaction ID right there, in addition to the date, the credit and the net amounts. So we're going to enter that in below the transaction ID that we just got from the core wallet. We're going to continue, and that'll take us to the installing screen. So this is relatively quickly, given that it is Node being hosted, or it is GIN being hosted by GIN. And I am also going to top off my account up here. As you can see, I need to consistently provide the platform with the fees to keep things being hosted. All right, once we have gotten to this stage once again, we need to dive into the files and go into the Masternode configure file. So the second step here is similar to the previous ones. We just have to copy it, and we have to do the shortcut that I've been talking about throughout the series. Is I like to open up Finder and then go to Go and go to Folder right here. So it jumps right through library to application support. Once you are in there, you can go through to your wallet. So we will be finding the GIN core wallet. You will find the Masternode config file, open the text editor here, and then with this line of code here in the background that you can see here, you're going to paste it. So enter down, paste. I like to enter, and just as always, double check, guys, file, save, and you are good to go. It has updated. You can see right here that in the background today at 2:18, it has updated, and you can exit out of it fully. Exit, exit, and save and close. And now is when we close the entire wallet. All right, now that we have rebooted the wallet completely and we clicked next, we come to the final page here where we are able to copy and enter in this command into the debug console. So under our tools, pop open the debug console, and we paste in what we just copied from the GIN platform, and success. You can see right there it says successful, and we have an alias set up. So we are going to close the debug console and go back here and click done, and it is going to verify the node on the GIN platform. We are going to toggle over after we've copied the public wallet address for rewards from the node, and we will come over to our Masternodes online monitoring screen. Let's go ahead and add the GIN node that we just created to the portfolio. We paste in our address, we search for it. It'll bring us to a screen that shows the actual reward public key that we just typed in, and I'm going to do GIN Masternode and add to monitoring. The second platform that I have partnered with to showcase is SNODE. SNODE is a shared hosting platform as well as dedicated. Once you're on your SNODE dashboard and you have signed up, if you go to Masternode reservation, it will give you the options to go through dedicated node, shared masternodes, instant masternodes, and you're replacing different nodes. So this goes by a 4-step process that has it up top here where you select the node, you invest, so you send the amount of coins needed. And with the shared part, which is what I want to go through, we go to SNODE and you select it. We can get involved here and we can invest a certain amount of shares out of 20. So for example, we could invest 10 out of 20 shares, and it shows us kind of the overall what we would see. So we could basically split this in half. So we would be making $3.22 per day, essentially, if we were to invest that many shares out of 20. And from here, you go in and you enter in your SNODE address and you click next, and it will send you to a screen that means that you have to send those coins to SNODE and get it to activate. But the difference here is that you are only sending a certain percentage of a full masternode. So you don't have to spend the full amount. You don't have to spend the full $438. You can spend, $100 if you want to, and only get a certain percentage of that node. So this really lowers the barrier to entry here. So we have entered in the full dedicated SNODE masternode here, and this is very exciting because you can see that I've already had payouts, and we can go ahead and pop over and put this address into Masternode Online. Let's go ahead and add our SNODE Masternode here to the portfolio so we can see what change it'll make to the income. Here we go. We just entered in our pub key, and we can do SND Masternode. Let's add it to monitoring. And the third platform is Midas, and Midas is an entirely shared platform where you can go on and invest partially into a masternode. All right, once you come to the Midas.investment site, you're presented with your two options here, and they are hosting 42 coins with 532 masternodes across those 42 coins. And that breaks down to roughly 4,500 investors. And the reason that there are so many investors with this many masternodes is because this is a shared service. Midas is trying to very much become one of the most flexible services around investing in shared masternodes. So let's go ahead and spin up a Midas masternode here. So we're going to click invest, and I already clicked on the Midas option, which was just right up here, right at the top, and they give each project a rating and the reliability as well as the team. So it's kind of like a little bit of diligence going on there, and it gives this kind of percentage bar. So once we click on this, you can see that we will be investing here with approximately 523%. So you can actually reinvest, which I think is pretty cool. You can add that feature in there, but let's go ahead and invest. This is your personal share address, send coins, and it will be credited to your share after 10 confirmations. So we will be sending our coins to this address, and let's go ahead and copy it. And we will send our masternode to that address, and you can see that they actually have the Swift X option, so you can send extra fast. So let's go ahead and do Midas masternode, and let's do 1,000, and let's go ahead and send. So we are going to go through yes, and it will have sent to the address that we had listed. All right, after a couple of seconds, you can see that the transaction went through, gives us a hash and everything on here, but first we need to put in the withdraw address. So let's go ahead and pop open our core wallet here, go to receive, and I created a receive address, so let's go ahead and double click that. This, you're going to copy and paste the receive address. I'm going to go back here, double click, we're going to enter that in and save, and that will have been saved in their system. So once the withdraw address is entered in and the transaction has been sent, once we have that, we can go through, and as you can see, you can go and you can click on invest in different masternodes here. You know, they have GIN, they have by rake, they have quite a few high tier 1 masternodes on here. And you can see by the overall ratings that it's ordered by, and you can also order it by the different qualifications here. So like team, their number 1 is Bulwark. The worth is pretty self-explanatory. As you can see here, 10 confirmations have gone through on their Block Explorer right here, and that means that all of these statistics will be shown on the dashboard. So you can see the owned coins is 1,000 because we sent this transaction from our core wallet right here. So we sent our 1,000 Midas coins to the platform, and that equates to 2,190 US dollars. Owned 100%. So remember how this was black before? If it was partially owned, it would be partially blue and partially black. So it's kind of a good method of measure on the left-hand side there, so you can really track how much of the shared node you own. So this, in this case, is a 100% owned node, and we can exit out of that, and that is our portfolio. Very simplistic design, very well done. And you can go through and continuously add to your portfolio. It just keeps popping up with different options, and it just keeps organizing it around. I'm a big fan of the simplistic approach where this one, if I wanted to do 50% of a bulwark node, I could. Since this is a shared masternode, as you can see here, even though we own 100% of it, you're going to get all of the coin transactions up front and center here on your little dashboard. So you have your withdrawal address where you can withdraw here, and these are all the transaction IDs from each reward. So this is basically Midas's version of Masternodes Online, so you're able to monitor and track from the dashboard. And things like SNODE and GIN also do this, but it is very interesting because this is solely around shared masternodes. So their primary focus is on just shared, not dedicated. So in doing so, you have a percentage of the whole pool of investors. So this isn't necessarily a dedicated hosted masternode. It is just a large percentage of a big pool, but there are a lot of masternodes in this big pool together. So we see all of our rewards here already. We have 3 rewards in the past less than 24 hours since setting this up, and we can choose to reinvest 100% of it, 0%, 50%, and you can just change this consistently as you go. So I'm probably going to start with 100% just to get things up and moving so that I can acquire more of these shared masternodes. Now that we are on Masternodes Online monitoring, you can see we have our 9 nodes online and being monitored. We also, as I referenced before, Midas is entirely focused on its own platform, so everything is shared, and therefore we do not have an individual wallet address to add to the monitoring. So you can see here we have our 9 nodes: AltBet, Beacon, SNODE, GIN, LightPayCoin, DarkPayCoin, Bitcoin Green, Divi, and CryptoFlow. These are all email notifications enabled, so I get an email every time there is a payout to my core wallet from these different addresses. Also, on hosting services like SNODE, they also send me a notification via email when a new payment has been divided out on the platform. So very cool to see all 9 here, all their public keys, all the notes that you guys have seen so far. And it looks like our yearly income is at 23K, monthly income is at 1919, weekly is at 447, and daily we're at 63.96. In the current market conditions, that is about 1.76 Bitcoin. And it's important to share once again that this is in the current market conditions, and these prices are constantly changing, usually downwards because things are in a bear market right now. As you can see from the Masternodes Online monitoring service that I've been talking about every single episode, that is what I'm considering our portfolio, so that we can go through the progress over the next 3 months. You guys get a chance to see the setup as well as the progress. So I'm really excited to be partnering with these hosting services because plugging in all these masternodes to the hosting services is a very powerful aspect where you have dedicated, shared, and then you have entirely shared. A really great spectrum all across the board, so if you guys want to get involved, the barrier to entry is extremely low. As a disclaimer, do your own diligence. This is not financial advice, but I will say that all of these projects are relatively small in market cap. When you look at something like CoinMarketCap, these are, in the maybe 500 range in market cap size. So I would recommend doing your own diligence. And there is a high level of risk with any masternode. Any project you invest in, there's always going to be a risk. So do not take this as financial advice, but I am very excited about them lowering the barrier to entry to allow people to invest in almost like a crowdsourced masternode. That's it for this episode. I hope you guys like it. If you did, slap a like. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode of Hack Crypto.